at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to look at my content and be like, she's trying to tell me what to do or anything like that, because we all have different stories, we all have different hair, we all have different situations, and we got to do what's best for us. What's up, y'all? It's me, Tania. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. For those who do not know me, I am a licensed mental health therapist. I'm also a health coach, and I am a locker of almost 5 years. And I will be on my 5th year in my lock journey in March. And you know, throughout this journey, I have learned so much. I am a DIY locker. I started my locks with the help of my mother, and I have been maintaining my locks by myself ever since. And I didn't start documenting my journey until a little bit before my 4-year anniversary. And I can honestly say that I've gotten the literal most out of just putting my journey out there online, and you know, interacting with other lock heads and trying to see where I can improve upon how I maintain my locks, and getting feedback from other people and helping other people out in their journeys. And honestly, that is the main reason why I make these lock videos. I'm not up here trying to act like I'm the end-all be-all resource of lock information. I have found some hacks due to trial and error, but they may or may not work for you. You can check out some of my previous videos, but I can honestly say that the information that I do know and the information that I have implemented, I have seen some great results. And I did want to make this video as a follow-up to my last video. I've just posted it because I just wanted to be transparent and you know what I was going through at the particular time I was washing my hair. And I shared with you guys in that video that I was experiencing some, I guess, buildup, and I didn't really know where it was coming from. I made the assumption that it was probably just embedded, like really embedded product, meaning oil, because that's really all I use in my hair, and aloe vera gel and sebum. And for those who do not know what sebum is, it's basically like the secretion from oily skin glands. I have oily skin and my scalp is oily as well. And also sweat, because I have been sweating a lot more due to my increase in exercise. I am on a weight loss journey. So I thought in that video, when I posted that video, I thought it was a combination of those things. However, I went and did some research after I got a comment from a viewer who asked, well, because I did stress I don't use conditioner in that video, and I did mention that one of the reasons I don't use conditioner is because of buildup. And a viewer asked, if you're not using conditioner, then where is the lock buildup coming from? And at first I was like, hold up, wait a minute, is you being shady? But then I was like, that's really a valid question. Like, where is it coming from? So I took maybe an hour to do research, and you know, everybody who has locks and has done any level of research knows the main things that can lead to buildup, like lint and products like waxy or thick products. But I did go and look up some additional information that people who may be just starting their journey don't really know about, and I wanted to share that. And I also plan in this video to talk about how I plan to mitigate buildup in the future. So from my research, like I said, some of these things you guys may know about and some of them you might not know about, but I'm going to run through them. And the first thing, of course, like I said, is lint. Lint is something that we all deal with. The effect that lint has on our locks can either be minimal, or if we ignore the lint, it can be a big effect, because lint is probably more bothersome in the wintertime, because you know, we're wearing scarves and coats, and especially if you have longer hair. But if you do like just a once over, you can definitely minimize that. And for people who like to wear hats and stuff, you can wear like a satin scarf or something of that nature whenever you're wearing your hats, or even to bed. The basic things that you know to do to prevent or minimize lint buildup. Additional types of buildup include environmental, which I've mentioned in previous videos, meaning like dirt and dust. And I think to a certain extent, depending on where you live, you might deal with this more than other people. What I've learned through research is that you can minimize this by, of course, covering your hair. Covering your hair when you're cleaning the house, covering your hair, of course, when you go outside, if you're doing yard work and things of that nature. And just being wary if you're walking in a dusty area. I know where I live at, sometimes in the summertime when they're doing construction and stuff, you know, around where I live, that sometimes can have an effect on my hair. So watching out for those types of things can prevent or minimize environmental lock buildup. Also, debris buildup, like makeup, like I wear foundation sometimes. Some people have mentioned in some videos that I've watched that food can sometimes get caught up, especially if you have long locks, lotions, things of that nature. Even when you're washing your hair, if you wash your hair when you're in the shower, if that's the first thing that you do, but then you are washing your body and you're letting your locks just lay on your skin after you wash your hair, and it's catching any soap or anything like that, and you're not doing your due diligence to rinse out, and that's something that I've been a victim of too. I've not done my due diligence to rinse out products sometimes. That can lead to buildup as well. Some additional types of buildup include product buildup, thick products, waxy products, things of that nature, and you know, using the wrong product, of course, products that are very thick in consistency, creamy, and then also using too much of the product and also not removing the product all the way out of your hair, which honestly I think that is what was one of the causes of the buildup in my last video. I'm gonna get into that in a second. And biological buildup, and that basically is dandruff or sebum. In addition to that, mildew. And a lot of people are scared of mildew. Why wouldn't you be? But mildew, honestly, everybody knows that if you wash your hair and you lay down on it, you're significantly increasing your chances for buildup. I don't deal with mildew, at least my locks don't look like they're having mildew in them, but I've seen people who have complained about mildew. One of the first indicators that you might have mildew is having like a dank smell in your hair. And also sometimes mildew, even though it's embedded in the middle or the shaft of the lock, sometimes you can see it kind of like protruding through or trying to push through the outside. So to kind of like minimize the effect or prevent mildew altogether is to, if you're air drying your hair, to do it earlier in the day so that you lessen the chances of when you lay down your hair being wet. I know me personally, I try not to wash my hair within a certain amount of hours before going to bed, because my hair, it is super thick. It's pretty long, and I have to worry about not only laying down and getting mildew, but I'm conscious about how the shaft of my locks are as well. Like, I don't want my hair to be flat, so I make sure to wash my hair at least 10 hours before I go to bed. And I also run a hand dryer over my hair as well. I don't like burn it to a crisp, but I try to get my hair at least 85 to 90% dry with the hand dryer, and then I just let it air dry for the rest. But those are the types of buildup that I researched. And as far as my locks and what you guys saw in the last video, if you watched the last video, you saw me kind of like pushing. It looks like white buildup, but from what I researched and from just thinking about it, I really do think it was shampoo. I know I said that I basically shampooed my hair and I stood under the shower for 30 minutes, but I honestly believe that it was a combination of things. One, I was rushing, I'm not even gonna lie. I did not use a clarifying shampoo, all right? Because usually I use a clarifying shampoo and then I use a moisturizing shampoo behind it. So that's the first thing that I messed up on. I didn't use a clarifying shampoo. And then I used, the moisturizing shampoo that I used was too creamy. And then the third thing is that I think I used too much shampoo. Sometimes when you transition from loose natural to lock natural, sometimes those habits are hard to break. And I know when I was loose natural, like, I would use so much shampoo, and sometimes I feel like when I'm washing my hair, I guess because I have so much new growth, I just forget that, you know, you are washing locks too, and you can't necessarily wash locks like you wash loose natural hair. I use a lot of shampoo from when I was loose natural. And I realized yesterday after watching that video back that I think that was soap residue for the most part, because I had used so much shampoo. Even though I had rinsed for a super long time, because I had used so much, it was just still in there. So honestly, because of the amount of shampoo that I use, I think that I still would have had some level of residue. So that's the takeaway. I'm going to use less shampoo in the future. And then I'm going to change my moisturizing shampoo to more of a liquidy consistency, because the moisturizing shampoo that I used was super creamy and super thick. And I guess the reason why I use that shampoo is because usually whenever I do shampoo, like I said, I use a clarifying and a moisturizing shampoo, but this time I was rushing, so I just literally, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I just used the first shampoo that I found under the sink, and I did not use a clarifying shampoo. So that's the takeaway. I'm going to, one, not use so much shampoo. Two, try to find a moisturizing shampoo that is more watery in consistency. And another thing I said I was going to do, and I mentioned it in the last video, is that every quarter when I do my interlocking, I do the deep clean wash routine. I have that in my levels to this video. I do that and I do my interlocking. So I'm going to add another element to the deep clean washing routine, where I go through, like I did in the last video, just squeeze anything that could be in that part of the lock out. So yeah, I know that was a mouthful, but I think part of DIYing your locks is just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And the one thing that a lot of us who decide to document or be transparent about our lock journey online, one of the things that a lot of people look at us like is like we're trying to tell people what to do with their locks. And that's not necessarily the case. I try to help people because I know that some of the things that I've used, or some of the techniques that I've used, have been beneficial to my hair. So, but at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to look at my content and be like, she's trying to tell me what to do or anything like that, because we all have different stories, we all have different hair, we all have different situations, and we got to do what's best for us. Can't nobody tell you what to do with your hair at the end of the day. If you want to retwist your hair every week, that is on you. If you want to let your hair grow out every few months, that's on you. Nobody can tell you, whether it be on the internet or even a loctician, at the end of the day, because there are some locticians out here that are flawed as hell too. At the end of the day, the hair is on your head, and nobody can tell you what to do with it. And the point of my channel is to be transparent in my journey and try to give little tidbits that could possibly help you, or if you don't want to try them, you don't have to, but also to allow myself to be open to feedback as well. And I don't want anyone to feel like they can't leave a comment or ask a question, because that's why I'm putting myself out there, as long as you keep it respectful, of course. I just wanted to share the different things that I learned today. I already knew a lot about the buildup, the different types of buildup, but just going back and looking at the things that I've done and kind of like brainstorming and problem solving and processing, like what could have been the issue in reference to why I had that buildup. And I think it's because I was using too much shampoo. I think that white residue was probably shampoo residue, and probably a combination of just mostly shampoo residue, but it could have been other elements as well. So that's basically it. I wanted to come up here and make this video, and if you enjoy this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will answer you. I appreciate the people who have chosen to follow my journeys, because I am on multiple journeys. It's not just a lock journey. But I appreciate you for, subscribing to my channel. I appreciate those who leave feedback, leave likes and comments, and those who have helped me on my journey. I really appreciate y'all, and I hope that I can give you some tidbits of value by exposing my journey to you guys. And until the next video, bye-bye.